Welcome to this video from the Carleton University Library entitled Teaching New Dogs Old Tricks, Engaging Students in Library Research. My name is Martha Attridge-Buffton, and I'm the Interdisciplinary Studies Librarian at the Carleton University Library. The purpose of this video is to provide teaching assistants with support in teaching undergraduate students how to use library resources in their academic work. I will present 3 tips on how to use library technology and other resources to promote better undergraduate research. Tip 1. Use online subject guides accessed via the library website. Tip 2. Collaborate with the librarian or subject specialist responsible for supporting a relevant discipline. And Tip 3. Promote or deliver research skills presentations and online research skills modules. These strategies can be used to design tutorial activities and presentations and to support the overall achievement of learning outcomes for a particular course. Why am I sharing these tips? A recent report on undergraduate academic achievement highlighted the fact that graduates lack core academic skills, including research skills such as identifying good evidence, identifying scholarly sources, and doing effective online searches. Both faculty and students identified these skill gaps, and students actually requested a course designed to teach these skills. An alternative or complementary strategy is to ensure that all those who teach undergraduates are prepared to teach library-based research skills. Tip 1 is to promote the use of online subject guides. Subject guides are like mini websites created by librarians and subject specialists to provide a curated list of resources that can be used to support research and teaching in a given discipline. Librarians and subject specialists in research support services create and maintain these guides. Subject guides are available on the Carleton University Library website. Let's start on the library homepage at library.carleton.ca. Under the Research Support column, click on the Guides link. Then click on the link to Subject Guides on the right-hand side of the page. Use the alphabet at the top to navigate to the appropriate page. For example, let's say you are a teaching assistant for a course in the Women's and Gender Studies program. Click on the W for Women's, and then on the link to Women's and Gender Studies. On this page, you will typically find the following information. Under Key Resources, you will find a list of no more than 5 databases that provide access to a range of materials including academic journal articles, conference proceedings, and book reviews. These databases have been chosen because they offer access to literature that is relevant to the discipline. You will also find a series of drop-down menus related to other relevant resources, such as tertiary sources, dictionaries and encyclopedias, and secondary sources, such as peer-reviewed journal articles and books. Why do we use subject guides? Subject guides contain a curated list of databases, and these databases can be a good starting point for a more targeted search and for accessing relevant literature in a given discipline. In addition, these guides help identify other types of sources that could be relevant for a project. As a result, students build critical thinking and research skills as they choose sources to meet the needs of given assignments. Tip 2 is to work with the librarian or subject specialist responsible for supporting a discipline in which a given course is taught. Library staff can help TAs plan teaching sessions and consultations to meet student needs. How do you identify the librarian or subject specialist responsible for a given discipline? Let's return to the subject guide for Women's and Gender Studies. Here we can see the name of the librarian or subject specialist for that subject area is listed on the right-hand side of the page along with their contact information. Let's listen to grad student Amanda Murphy share her experience of working with a subject specialist when she was a marking TA.
In the past, what I've done when I've seen the students on a weekly basis is I have told them I will give them extra credit if they go see the subject specialist. And I talked to Margaret McLeod in history, and I said, I'm sending a class of 60 to you. Hopefully they'll come. And if you could just write, they saw me, and they can submit that with their essay. And when they did that, their essays reflected better source choices, therefore stronger thesis statement and better supporting evidence. I'm a TA in the history department. I guess that would have been good to say. But yeah, better source selection, it just makes for a better paper. That being said, the people who would go to the library and see the subject specialist might be the people who would have gone to the library anyway. But there is a difference when they've actually sought out additional sources for both in terms of source material and in terms of people to talk to about their essay, because I've had that experience talking to you for my coursework. It's just like, I went to see the subject specialist and I thought about things in a different way than I would have, or I looked somewhere that I wouldn't have thought to look.
As we can see from Amanda's experience, working with a librarian or subject specialist can provide TAs with access to additional teaching expertise and ultimately can save time, particularly when marking. Students who understand an assignment properly and choose better sources may turn in projects that are better structured, that draw upon relevant resources, and are easier to read and assess. Tip 3 is to have a librarian or subject specialist present library-based research skills sessions in a tutorial or via online modules that can be accessed synchronously or asynchronously. Librarians and subject specialists design their teaching sessions based on core pedagogical principles such as participatory learning and the learning outcomes for a given class. As a result, students have opportunities for activities such as searching for sources that can be transferred to assignments for a class, as well as other courses throughout their academic career. Again, academic research, such as the recent report on undergraduate academic achievement, identifies the need for key research skills such as finding and evaluating credible sources. Here is an example of a Brightspace module that supports the identification, discovery, and access to scholarly sources. As we can see, there are learning outcomes, an instructional video that comes with a transcript, an opportunity for students to test their memory with a self-test, practice the skills, and then have a summary of the content contained in the module. If you're interested in accessing such modules, contact your librarian or subject specialist. So in summary, use library technologies and other resources to promote better research skills and save time when TAing. And here are the 3 big tips from this video. Tip 1, use online subject guides accessed via the library website. Tip 2, collaborate with the librarian or subject specialist responsible for supporting the discipline in which a given course is being taught. And tip 3, integrate research skills presentations or online modules into tutorials. This is the end of this video.